Hey guys, welcome to the advanced programming class. This will be 8 weeks. Starts, today isn't, but today that you guys start will be July 2nd. I sent you guys the syllabus out. Just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea what the course is about. It's broken down in 8 weeks, as you can see in the syllabus. The first week we'll go through versioning of Git and SDLC. So what that means is you're going to learn how to use source code repository, which most of you have already taken a web development class and you're using GitHub. But I want to see it be used a different style. I want to see you guys using terminal or using Git Bash. No just going into GitHub and uploading it, because I'm just doing it based off of industry standards. I know this is college, but it's best to learn the right way the first time, and then it just makes it easier transition into the industry. And I know some of you guys already work in industry, so you may already be familiar with that. So I updated the video because previously the video talked about how to do it through HTTPS, but I'm showing you how to do it getting a key, because it won't allow you to do that anymore. So I'll walk you through how to get a key, whether you're using a Mac or PC. And then also I show you how to configure your, so one of the things that, at this point we've learned how to write code and FTP it to our website. We're going to do something a little bit different. So this course talks about continuous integration and development. And so we're going to be using a product called Netlify. And I talk about that in week 1. And so it's important that you configure your environment for that. So that way when you write code, you push it through the terminal, it deploys to your GitHub. And then what happens is the CI/CD aspect of it picks it up and it pushes it to a site. And so we're going to use a site external from a university. It's a good practice, because what we're going to kind of lead into is once we get to module 5, 6, and 7, we're going to be writing APIs, and we're going to be running APIs in the cloud. And so hopefully, I hope you guys are excited as I am to teach it, because it's a fun experience. It is a lot. It's going to be complicated, but it's going to be fun. It's worth it. So that's module 1. Module 2, we'll get into CSS. So we'll build off at the week 1, because week 1 has a little introduction on writing some code. Week 2, we'll get into CSS aspect of it. Week 3, we'll touch base with a little jQuery add-on. And then week 4, we get into pair programming. So looking at the course, and it looks like we have, let's say we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 people sign up for the course. Now, if everybody attends the class, that will be great, because week 4, module 4, you'll pair up with another person in the class. Now, if you know somebody, please send me an email ahead of time and say, hey, I want to work with this person. I'm perfectly fine with that. If not, I'm just going to auto assign somebody. Or what we'll do a forum, and you guys can talk amongst yourself who wants to work together. But that week is you're going to work on, I won't say it's a mini project, but you're going to work on something small. And so you're going to do all the things that we did to this point. But what you're going to do a little bit different is we're going to do pull and push requests. So we're going to talk about how that works and how you guys will work together. So it'll be a good experience working in a team effort. And I'm sure you guys have already did team efforts previously before. I apologize. My cats are all in here walking really crazy, like they're looking for something, which concerns me. All right, so module 5, introduction to APIs, 6, part 2, and module 7 is part 3. So what that means is, like, the first week we'll learn what an API is. I use Postman in my class, so I'll teach you how to use another tool that I'll introduce you to. You'll install it, and this tool will allow you to test your APIs. We'll be using Node.js. It'll be an introduction to Node.js. It's basically TypeScript. It is a form of JavaScript, and we're going to use that to write our APIs. So if you have a PC, try this out. If you have a PC, go to your start window at the bottom and type in services, services.msc, Mary, Sam, children. and hit enter, and it'll bring up a bunch of services. Those are services running on your computer. Mac, it's a little bit different. So what those services are going to be is that's what we're basically going to build. We're going to build a service. So week one, we're going to learn about how this works. We're going to learn how to basic stuff, how to set up an environment. We're going to set up a we're going to use the MVCs. We're going to use a model view controller. We're going to set up a controller. We're going to set up a model, the whole 9 yards. We're going to configure it to a database. We may not use MySQL. We may use it. We'll talk about that later. Whatever we spin up in the cloud. And one of the things that we'll do is we'll connect the environments. We'll talk to each other. And then basic stuff is we'll learn how to use the Git commands, which will be basic stuff, pulling information back from the API. As we get into other modules, we'll extend off of that. Because there's going to be two parts of this. Part one is going to be, you're going to have your application, which is your website. Part two is you're going to be building these APIs and running them in a service. And then from your website, you have to connect it to the API and pull information and push information. So in one of the videos, I think I showed you on a NetFly, is we had a project this past spring, huge project. We had 15 students, huge. And we actually, it was consolidated effort, it was server, it was senior management, senior capstone project, and it was actually advanced programming students. And it was rough at first, but they worked really hard. And as a matter of fact, maybe 8 people graduated, and I actually had 4 of them help me finish it up in June when they were done with school. So they were able to help out as well because it extended past the due date. But anyways, so it's going to be a fun experience, I promise you. And then the last week, Module 8, we go into software architecture. We'll talk about more or less, we'll say, we developed all this. Now, how do we let the consumer know? So we'll talk about, standard operating procedures. We'll add that to our GitHub. So if someone goes into GitHub, they're like, oh, okay, here's the documentation. This is, like, for example, you're handing this over to a customer. How does a customer, or even a developer, how do they onboard to the service? So what tools do they need? So we'll talk about that. So that'll be 8 weeks. It'll go quick, I promise. Before you know, it'll be fall. I am not looking forward to fall. I'm sure you guys aren't either because it's the summertime. So anyways, that's in a nutshell. So once again, Professor Seaman teaching this course. If you run into any bumps or whatever, don't hesitate. Reach me on Element. If you don't have Element, sign up. My name is Jeffrey J. Seaman, so look that up. Other thing is email me if you have problems. And, if you had the previous class with me and you had a hard time setting up your environment, let me know. We'll get that set up for future classes. So, all right. Hopefully you guys have a good semester. And have a safe and happy 4th of July. Cheers. Bye.